oh, what have I done? Well, at least I got a password closer to like Ruins level 2, and then I just could not make those jumps. But I can't also I just want to appreciate, like, I really appreciate how my run ended because I was like killed by a mouse. That's just so appropriate.
That's so good.
How did I do? I didn't watch like
You took first?
what?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
You
Wow.
took first in about the final 8 minutes of the race.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
You and Buzz Hunt were tied to the pixel up until that point
Yeah.
because dumb jumps in ocean level.
Yeah, no, those jumps. I mean,
Yeah,
that
so
was like, especially.
you were the only player who did manage to get to run and get past that. Faizu did see it, but Faizu doesn't count because he's a zombie.
Yeah, I'm irrelevant. Don't worry about me.
So
Yeah, I can't believe I made that level. Like, was it on the first try or something? That went super well for me.
You just ran for it and managed to beat it. So
Nice.
you haven't heard this, but what you missed in like the next upcoming 2 stages is that after boss 2, the game turns into a shmup.
What?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
so good.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that now. I'm terrible at games where you press up to jump, and I'm glad it worked. I'm glad it worked out well. This was.
Oh yeah, that's just life.
There-
It's a crime.
There is nothing wrong with pressing up to jump.
No, of
Except
course not. I'm just
everything.
not used to it. I'm also like, I don't know. This was a lot of fun. It was kind of charming. I never really got to try out any of the power-ups much, and I just kept my money for like extra.
Faizu
like,
did.
It's Cool.
Tell us what
Oh,
Roar did.
I used Roar and then took a hit basically 1 frame after using it, and so
Yeah.
it didn't appear to do anything.
Oh no. Aw.
Maybe I assumed it was going to be like a smart bomb that would do damage to everything on screen as soon as I
Yeah.
used it, but
No.
either it has a charge up time or that's not what it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you find the rip-off shop?
Oh yeah.
I did. I found 2 rip-off shops.
Ooh.
How are you ever supposed to have enough gems for a continue?
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
Never dying and never buying anything and doing all the bonus stages.
That's how I live my life. Never buying, never dying.
Good. Good. That's the way to live life. Well, you know what? Is anything else you want to say before we move on?
This was great. I'm so honored to be have been able to like participate in this
Aw.
like Hallowed event, and I'm just really really stoked to see what's next. Thank you so much for having me. This was great.
It's more hollowed than hallow, I would say. But I'm really glad you're here, yeah, and great job for your first match for this tournament. Honestly, just fantastic.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy.
Thank you, Xandra, and thank you, Bengar and Faizu. We'll catch you all later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye! So for those who are watching, we have one more match coming up, one more game of terror, and guess what? It is a terrifying person who's choosing it. Good old Tristan. No, it's not you. Faizu, not you. It's not always you.
Sometimes it is. Everything is about me. We've been over this.
It's only sometimes always you. Hello, Tristan.
Hello, it's me again.
Yay,
Hello again.
you're back. Well, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and reveal this game because we've got this. What is this?
This is Superboy 4. It's a
Okay.
Korean bootleg.
Tristan, what have you done and why don't you feel bad about this?
Because this is probably the best Superboy, and I could have done much, much worse.
What console is this for?
This is for the Sega Master System.
Okay, so we've got a Mario bootleg on the Sega Master System. I can dig that.
Yeah. So it's from a bootleg slash homebrew slash something publisher called Zemina, who is one of the two major. I was about to say outhouses, but I actually think I mean outlets.
Well,
One of the major
I mean,
outhouses for
essentially the same, right?
yeah, one of the major outhouses for Sega Master System stuff out of Korea. The other one being OpenCorp, and I did have an OpenCorp game in Kusogr4nde 3. Now we get to see the other side of it from Zemina.
I love it.
I'm going to leave you for this suffering, and I'm just going to watch in the comfort and safety of not being in voice chat, unless you suddenly need another zombie, at which point I'll speak to you in 5 minutes.
Sweet. That's what I always like to hear, Faizu. Catch you later.
See you later, and good luck.
Oh, yeah. So, oh my gosh, I'm going to be watching this from the comfort of my own home as well, and I've got a burrito, which makes this even better.
I demand your burrito.
No,
Give me the burrito, Bersin.
not getting my burrito.
I want the burrito.
You can't.
Actually, I could just go get a burrito after this.
Yeah, what? What are you talking about, trying to steal my burrito? Burrito thief. If anybody here steals my burrito, you're instantly banned from my channel.
Burrito thief is probably one of the more accurate descriptors of me. I kind of really do enjoy burritos, but
Yeah, so do I. Oh, question. Do you know who's doing the game audio for us?
that's going to be Cards of the Heart.
Ah, Cards. This is not their first time being in Kusogr4nde, and I have reason to believe it won't be their last. I'm glad that Cards is back.
Yeah, it was going to be Milkman, and then they noted they were having some kind of audio problem, but it does not seem to be sufficient to have them halt the match. So, good luck to them with whatever that is.
Yeah, Mad Milkman is a good guy. I believe that, you know, I've been able to hang out with him a couple times at different events before. And simply put, don't give him milk. Okay? That's my number one rule. Don't give him milk. You're going to be in trouble if you do.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm just working on getting all the streams set up so that we have a beautilicious stream. This is Superboy for the Sega Master System. He looks so angry, this child.
Yes. I'm hoping at some point to be able to showcase some other stuff from Zemina, but one of their things is really weird title screen.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's not the weirdest thing I've seen in my life. I've seen some strange games.
It's not the weirdest thing you've seen in a week, if what I've done for Kusogr4nde is any indication, but this is what we're going with. This was a veto redraw, but we didn't quite get far enough into the redraws for me to get mean, so this is not too bad.
Aha, good. This is just sort of redraw territory, not a huge deal.
Yeah, and once we get moving, probably the first thing people are going to say is, well, it doesn't look that bad, but I'll start explaining some of the quirks with the controls, and we'll see. We'll see just how bad it can.
Yeah, I mean, that tends to be the case with a lot of these bad games. Sometimes they look rough, but sometimes they look like it plays just fine, but it turns out that it's actually a big pile of butts and you just had no idea.
Yeah, that's pretty much the case with this. Is it definitely handles like a pile of booty, but it may not quite look that way. We'll see.
Indeed we will. I think that I have everything captured and we're just about ready to get rolling. I'm ready for Superboy.
Good, because we're gonna have an hour of it.
Oh, geez. Okay. Wow, the audio volume is a little bit inconsistent here. That's okay. We'll live.
Oh, that is one warning I should probably put out, is that this game does not quite handle audio channels correctly, and there are certain situations where the game will just decide to emit some ear-piercing static.
Just be warned. Is there any flashing in this?
Not that I recall, no. Also, reset the timer.
I did. Just
Okay.
now.
Cool.
Like 1 second before you said it. Okay, I'm doing the countdown right now. Wish them the best of luck. Send all your delicious mojo to them. Channel happy thoughts. Channel maybe a lot of super as well, because they'll need it. As soon as I see movement in the first stage, I will start our timer.
So, the main thing that makes this game difficult is that it seems to work on full tile increments with the movement, in that you can move smoothly as you run left and right, but as soon as you stop or try to change direction, you will slide to align to a Superboy wide tile before you can change direction or stop.
Okay.
Which basically means permanent ice physics.
Oh no. Oh geez,
the
the
audio.
audio. It hurts. It hurts my soul. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, obviously, this is heavily inspired by Super Mario World.
Quote unquote inspired.
Well, it's a lot better than no inspiration.
I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes having no inspiration helps.
So, instead of mushrooms in this, what makes you into Superboy or Super Mario Light, or whatever the heck you want to call it, is a bottle with an H on it, which I can only conclude is a bottle of Hilk.
The bottle of what? Hilk?
Hilk. It's probably supposed to be milk, but you know, low resolution, large pixel size, so it looks like an H. I just conclude it's
Okay. It could be Hilk. I like Hilk. Okay, and is there something that you collect to get fireballs in this?
Yeah, a glove, which changes your entire palette, and then you can throw fireballs. The thing is, the fireballs don't bounce. They take the same track that a normal fireball in a Super Mario game would take, except then they just kind of go through the...
Oh my gosh. Sorry, just the static sounds are so strong.
Yes. They get the worst during boss fights, because the boss music apparently uses almost all of the audio channels, or all of the audio channels in the Master System, and then game sound effects cause a multiplicative effect in the volume of the sounds that are coming out,
Okay.
and then noise happens.
Yeah. I mean, at least the game works, right? And this
Yes.
is fairly smooth for the Master System.
Yeah, they've done a really good job of doing, like, pseudo, like, proper scrolling. It's just the concessions they had to make to do that resulted in you having almost no control as you move around.
Oh, that's rough.
Yes. One of the probably hardest things to wrap your head around, if you're used to Super Mario World, is that in Super Mario World you can jump and you can change direction almost freely in midair. In this, you can change direction in midair to the point of almost, but not quite. It seems like you can't go past where you jumped from.
Okay.
Oh, and Carter has found a glitch in the game that manifests as an invisible wall here. If you try to take the lower route, you just hit an invisible wall and have to go back and around. I have no explanation.
This is high quality stuff. Oh my gosh. I love my bootlegs. Nothing better than a solid bootleg. Oh my gosh, there's just so much death. I think that honestly it's part of the fact that you have a lot of momentum when you're in the air.
Right, and you have momentum, but you have almost no ability to change your course in midair, and then you still have that whole thing where when you do change your direction, you slide into a tile increment before the change actually takes effect on your momentum. Like, the actual obstacles presented to you in this game are not difficult, and if you had Mario's control capability, this would be an incredibly easy game, but you don't.
I love it. Yeah, cards is blocked by the invisible blocks. They'll figure it out.
Cards just needs to go back, in theory, unless somehow they've gotten... Yeah, there we go. It's fine. You have to take the high route here, that's all there is to it.
Out of time. Oh no, I forgot that Mario games have timers. That's not good.
That's interesting. That may be a problem. So I've actually played through this game twice, and I didn't run into the top route there being blocked, ever.
Huh.
Maybe you have to be small. That would be possible. I spent most of my playthroughs of this small because it's just impossible to hold on to a power-up.
Yeah, I could see that. Oh, jeez. Also, I love that you can jump over the pipes as you're seeing Residual Deviance do. It looks like Residual Deviance does have a little bit of a lead onto the second stage here.
Also, another thing that is an option there is you can actually go over the pipes that are at the top of the level. There is actually no barrier up there. Where you see the pipe end, you can actually just go over it.
Oh,
up
yeah.
into the top.
By the way, what are these coins? They're obviously not coins. They're like... I don't know.
I don't know what those are supposed to be. I mean, they're not coins, because if there were coins, this would be a Mario game, right?
Yeah, but they're sort of three-dimensional. How are you gonna get the H over there? Oh my gosh, cards.
On cards' screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might not be able to. The only chance you would have is a running jump from... Yeah, there we go. There are definitely several blocks that produce power-ups where you cannot reach the power-up, and they get more common as you go forward in the game. I don't know if there's Kaizo blocks I just didn't find, or the game designers just kind of gave up.
I could believe that. I could believe that. Okay. Oh,
So
life
at
is
least-
so much easier because you can go over some of the pipes.
Yeah, that's definitely the solution, if nothing else, for the concern of the soft lock with the invisible walls. You can just go over the pipes. So I don't think we have a risk of one or more racers glitching out and getting a different experience than the others. But everyone has to realize that, and we'll see how long it takes them.
Dragon Lord Carter taking the bottom path and dying right there. Yeah, the thing is, like, I feel like it would be very difficult to know how rude the controls are in this game unless you played it, because like it looks almost playable.
Yeah, and we've seen a couple of examples of the controls biting people. I know a little bit ago Milkman tried to do a C-shaped jump off of a platform and then go out and curve back in to land on another platform, and just ended up facing the way they wanted to go as they continued to fly off into a pit. You know, it's little things like that. But yeah, I definitely encourage people to give this a shot and just understand how inexplicably janky the control physics are.
Yeah, it looks like the Mad Milkman has collected the gem and finished the stage. So are you grabbing gems to get through?
Yeah, the crystal at the end is in a red box, and that represents the end of the level.
It has to be Chris the Crystal. That's what you're getting.
I actually didn't watch a ton of the last match. What did I miss? Okay,
One of the
that
main
was
characters is a
interesting.
crystal named Chris.
Milkman stomped on a Koopa shell and kicked it, and it just kind of didn't go anywhere. It just sat in place, bouncing back and forth.
Okay, odd, but that works. I mean, these could be Chicago deep dish pizzas. Because they're definitely 3D coins that you're collecting in this game.
Yeah, there's a good example of control issues. Carter just walked right off into a pit. Just
Yeah,
I could tell you exactly how that happened, but it's just the controls pull you around for a little bit before you can stop moving.
so it seems like the main challenge with this game, sometimes it's really easy to identify. Main challenge is the janky controls.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So it's actually kind of a counterbalance for the prior Superboy games, because the prior Superboy games did not have smooth scrolling, and they all had a unique problem with their lack of smooth scrolling. For example, Superboy 3 would scroll the screen in full tile increments, and when they did, the enemy sprites on screen would not move. So the net effect on the game world is that as you scrolled the screen, the enemies would be bumping backwards as you scrolled.
Oh no.
And I get the feeling the control jank here is a side effect of them fixing that.
It's possible.
Yeah, I actually love this series for how terrible it is, and it's every game in the Superboy series is terrible in a different way.
I mean, it seems sort of charming still, you know? It's bad, but enough that it's got some charm. Hey, Dragon Lord Carter and Cards of the Heart are both through that stage. Everybody's making some progress here.
Yes. Unfortunately, this is one of those games where a game over forces a full reset. Once you get moving, you can get a pretty healthy stock of lives, but I don't think we're ever going to see anyone out of game over territory. It's going to be a pretty reset-heavy match.
Okay, that's fair enough. Oh no!
Now, the game does get a little mean with some of its tricks as we go forward. The first fortress is not very nice. It's a kind of an introduction to what to expect for the rest of the game.
Okay, but in what way does it step up the difficulty? Or should we just wait?
Well, I mean, we have someone there now. Milkman is there.
Ah, Milkman! Definitely in the lead at this point.
Absolutely. Also, the Buzzy Beetles just don't have kickable shells.
Really?
Yeah, they're just normal double stomp enemies in this for some reason.
That's great. Why wouldn't it be?
I'm also a fan of the fact that the dry bones, when you stomp on it, instead of collapsing, turns into like a skeletal Koopa shell.
Yeah. Can you kick that shell?
I've never tried. By this point, I learned not to touch anything.
Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable. I would probably still try it, though. I'm very curious. Okay, it doesn't look like they're kickable. That's fine. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
you'll get
the
things
sound
here where
effects.
you stomp something and get a shell, and then go to kick it and take damage. It's just wrong.
There we go. Cards is through that stage, and Mad Milkman collecting the gem in the fortress. It looks like Cards is onto the fortress too, putting them in second place pretty solidly.
So here's one of the first examples of them getting mean is the introduction of the like dino ghosts.
Oh no.
And they're always going to be in a slightly inconvenient position. Shoutouts to the Boo sitting immediately on top of the question block there.
Oh no! By the way, chat's correcting me right now. It looks like Residual Deviance was the first one to make it to a fortress. Unfortunately, a game over put them right back to the beginning. It happens, though. Oh no! Dragon Lord Carter just had a hard time jumping.
That happens. So, the Boos actually work how you would expect. They're probably the only enemy that does. That and the Bowser statues, I guess. However, you can shoot the Boos in this.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I don't think there's an enemy you can't fire flower in this.
I love it! It's so good! The poor ghosts!
Oh, by the way, the music here is terrible.
Yeah, this is pretty bad.
So, Milkman just picked up the Starman variant of this game, and I think it's a boxing glove? I don't know.
I'm not... It could be. Or a yin-yang. It's one of those. Oh! The game just figured out how to do really high sounds. And that hurt a little bit. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that happens. That was the kind of multiplicative effect I was talking about with, like, sound effects during music. So, Milkman is on a stage with a bunch of falling one-tile-wide platforms with the control physics that you have in this game. Good luck.
Ah! It punishes you every time you die on this Bowser Fortress stage. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this stage, this area that Mad Milkman's on, it looks rough. Oh my gosh. But he's doing pretty well getting through it.
He is.
Nice. Good, good, good.
I'm gonna say that the pitch change on the music on Card's side is actually an artifact of RetroArch, because I don't think that happened to me when I was using BizHawk. Or at least I don't recall it happening. The first time I did this on BizHawk was some time ago, and then I played through it again on RetroArch.
Okay. No! Cards of the Heart. I understand exactly why he died. What happened was he hopped on the Buzzy Beetle, and then hopped on in again. And I think because in normal Super Mario World, you end up picking it at that point. But in this, you bounce off it a second time instead. And so, he pushed over, sort of with the mindset to jump, but he was still in the air, so he couldn't jump.
I could see that, yes. Like, that's the thing, is that this is enough of a copycat of Super Mario World that you make assumptions about how things work, and those assumptions bite you. Because your first assumption is assuming that things work.
Yeah, and they kind of work, just not the way that you would expect. And like, I can see it. The rules are mostly the same, but they're definitely not quite there.
Oh, something to point out. I will need to verify if this is the case or not. Because I don't remember if it was 3 or 4 that does this, but I believe it's 4, that if you pick up the invincibility power-up, the Starman variant, it replaces your firepower.
What?
Yeah, so when it wears off, you're back to normal super.
Well, that's not nice.
No, it's not. It's really dumb.
Is it only on one of the stages?
The invincibility power up? No, it's in a couple of places.
Or the replacement that it gets rid of your...
Oh, no, you pick up the invincibility, it lasts for 5 or 7 seconds or however long Starman lasts, and when it wears off, your fire is permanently gone until you get another firepower pickup.
That's so dumb. But not surprising, you know?
It's probably just a matter of your state is stored in one flag, and picking up invincibility replaces your fire state.
Mm-hmm. No, Cards of the Heart. So many deaths, I think that's game over. Ah.
That is... You can get back here pretty quickly once you know the first few levels, though. Can you kill the fireballs with your own fireballs? I'm 95% certain yes. I think you can kill everything in this game with fireballs.
I love it.
Because I'm pretty sure there's exactly one state, and that is being an enemy. There isn't, like, an enemy immune to this and an enemy that can be hurt by that. I just think there's an enemy. Alright, so it looks like we have Milkman still in the castle stages, and Deviants in the castle stages as well.
Yes.
And then we have 2 other racers trying to get back, following a game up.
So question, what do the cherries do?
The cherries are dragon coins. You get a certain number of them, you get a 1-up. They are pretty important in that several of the hard levels have enough of them in the level that you can kind of keep your life fund going.
Gotcha. I assume the other coins are typical 100 for a 1-up.
So Milkman just tried to jump up to the ceiling in this area, and that looks like a completely reasonable thing to do because it looks like the ceiling is solid, but it's not.
Oh no, yeah.
So he fell through and fell in the lava.
I love it. So good.
And yeah, the red disc things are just normal coins. You get 100 for a 1-up.
Okay. That's fair enough. At least they kept it relatively consistent. Yeah, I think that what they need to do is really focus on getting through these stages with enough collectibles to boost future playthroughs. Like, Dragon Lord Carter right now has 6 lives, and that is good.
Yeah, that's the thing, is if you can get through a good handful of stages without taking any deaths, you will get a significant number of lives. The long play gets about halfway through the game and has about 30 of them. Whoops.
Hey, Mad Milkman is through the stage. Moving on to this. Oh no.
So the thing to keep in mind here is that, unless I'm misremembering, Superboy 4 did not implement swimming. So the water looks like you can swim in it, you can...
Yeah, I wouldn't fall in there unless by accident. Luckily, there's an extra life partway through this stage. That is helpful. You could potentially just keep getting that over and over. And Mad Milkman into the water.
Yep, thanks to him for verifying what I was only partially certain about. But yes, indeed, the water does not save you. You cannot.
I love it.
So yeah, at this point we have Milkman with a pretty decent lead, but everyone has gotten almost as far as this. So it's definitely still anybody's race.
Yeah, everybody is making some pretty good progress. Honestly, once you figure out the early stages, you can get through them relatively quickly and get some extra lives on the way.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to see. We're going to see a couple of loops through the early parts of the game where each racer gets to where they died with more and more lives to be able to push forward. Deviant's doing a backflip into the lava because of the janky air controls.
Oh no, it happens to everybody though.
Yeah, I cannot stress enough that if it looks like these 4 players don't know how to control a Mario-esque character, it's not them. The controls are really bad.
Yeah. That tends to be the case with a lot of bootlegs, though, that somehow the controls are just really messed up somehow.
Also, I am curious, another difference is that the piranha plants will jump out of the pipes on their schedule regardless of if Mario is standing next to them or not, and I wonder if that's bitten anybody yet.
I'm not sure it has. I think they've been paying attention enough. So, have you happened to play any bootlegs that actually had good controls?
Yeah, you remember Toto World 3 from Kusogr4nde 3?
That sounds familiar.
Cave Dude.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
your cave dude?
Yeah, Cave Dude is the localized title of it. That has pretty solid controls. That's from OpenCorp, the other major source of Korean-based bootlegs. That's pretty solid. Most of their stuff is pretty solid. Zemina's stuff, like Superboy 4 here, not so.
Yeah, gotcha. Oh my gosh, it's... Yeah, Mad Milkman is on to the next level. Mad Milkman is definitely making some solid progress here. I like it.
So I don't know if it was intentional or they tried to like make water physics, but with this much animation on the screen, the game lags and you move about half as fast. The entire game crawls at about half of its normal speed until you get out of that water. So you could say it was a development oversight with that many moving sprites, or you could say, hey, water physics. I don't know which one.
The thing is, it appears to speed up as soon as you leave the water. I'm curious. Yeah, I think it's water physics.
It's really bad take on water physics then.
Oh yeah, I agree, but I feel like it was intentional. Okay, all the 3 other players are currently on the fortress stage here. Mad Milkman a decent way ahead of the others.
Yeah, that's fine. You can beat this game in about 20 minutes if you just have a really good run. So
Okay.
I'm not really calling anybody out yet.
Ooh. Mad Milkman just couldn't pull off a jump. That's just how the game goes.
That's, yeah, the name of the game. Meanwhile, Deviants is on, I guess what we're calling World 3.
Yeah, I'd call it that. That sounds good. So, Residual Deviants is definitely in second place at this point. Cards of the Heart and Dragon Lord Carter, honestly, I think when we see one of them get through the fortress stages, that'll be a good mark of progress. But yeah, Mad Milkman is just blasting through a lot of this, and I love it.
Yeah, I had actually, before the match started, apologized to our referee folks because this is a little bit of a pain to figure out where people are because everything is so samey.
Not really.
You've got a couple levels with the same tile set, and then a couple levels with the same tile set.
Oh, geez. At least it's better than some of the games we've had. I can't recall exactly, but there are a few that almost every single level look the same. Oh, what about Super Troll Island?
Yay! Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah, we got the good music on Card's stream.
So good.
See, the fun story about this is I was worried that Superboy 4 was not quite bad enough for Kusogr4nde, and my roommate took a look and said, "Oh no, you need to use this." And now I'm beginning to understand that, yeah, this is pretty bad, and I just had Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, this is bad. I agree. But it's charming bad. Oh my gosh, I love the stages that Mad Milkman onto what were normally the bouncy bars in Super Mario World. They're just platforms in this.
Yeah, they don't work.
Oh my gosh. So this is the last match for today. We do have a few matches tomorrow. Be sure to check the schedule and stop on by if you want some more hot video games like Superboy 4. Oh.
Hot video games. I don't know if any of those words are correct.
I imagine the game's so broken that the cart probably heats up while you play it. Hey, Cards of the Heart is through the music.
Carter just had a heartbreaking walk off of a platform into the lava.
Oh
and,
no.
Yeah. It happens, especially with this game.
Yeah, I agree. Ugh, I hate the coins. And there are just so many.
Why do you hate the coins?
The sound. Like, if you're collecting 50 coins in a row, it hurts.
That is a valid criticism. I would also like to point out that Milkman has 8 lives right now.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, is if you can get through a good chunk of the game without dying, they just kind of pile up. These fish look so depressed.
I think Cards is getting some Windows sound effects right now. That's okay, it's all part of the game.
I relinquished my Brosintia fan card and muted their stream, so...
What? You're no longer a fan? What are we gonna do with you?
Well, does it count if I have a Racer stream muted?
I don't... Yeah, it does. I'm sorry.
Crap.
Yeah, trial by fire. That's what I demand.
So where Deviance is, I believe you have to bounce off a bullet or you can't get past this. And it has to be a high ball. You may have to bounce off a Koopa, actually. And Deviance has already taken the Koopa out, so we have to see if yet respawning it.
Oh, that's nice that it respawns. Okay, Milkman is onto the forest stage with demented mushrooms. Holy cow.
There we go. Deviance got past it, and yeah, Milkman is on the Lost Woods here.
The murderous mushrooms! Oh my gosh! I love it. They're my favorite, okay? They're my favorite enemy so far.
Carter was standing on a black box that just looks almost invisible. For a moment, I thought they were standing on nothing. I'm just like, I know this game's broken, but not that bad.
Why is there just a black box?
A power-up came out of it.
Oh, okay. Mad Milkman took another death. The residual deviance is starting to catch up at this point, and even though they're in second, they could potentially move to first in the next 5 or 10 minutes.
They are a bit lower on lives than Milkman is, though, so that is a worry.
Yeah, Mad Milkman is doing great on lives.
Okay, so Deviants has taken the Koopa bounce to get on top of that tall pillar. Someone in chat said that Milkman was able to get up to it with a full speed run.
I think so, yeah.
Yep, we've got our other 2 racers on World 3 now.
I'm a little bit concerned about Dragon Lord Carter, though, because he's starting to run out of lives at this point. Cards of the Heart has 6 lives left, and that will help them make a good push forward.
So apparently, for some reason, the red Rexes can just go Samus and roll around in ball form. I don't think that was a power the originals had.
I'm relatively sure no.
Milkman really wants this milk, but I think this is one of the ones you can't get.
He's a
Well,
Mad
not this one,
Milkman.
the one before it.
Oh,
Just as I said that, he walked forward 3 blocks, hit a question block, and another milk came out, so I don't know what was going on there.
just gotta get more milk, you know? If you can't get that milk, get other milk.
Here we have the angry paratrooper mushrooms. They just
What?
go down the pit, don't worry about them.
Oh my gosh. I don't like him. Residual deviants dying from the ink.
No!
The mushrooms! Oh my gosh! Spinny dudes! Spinny. Oh, Milkman.
So, Milkman is actually a fairly decent chunk of the way into the game right now. And has a good stock of lives.
Yeah, that's pretty good. How many levels do you believe there are?
Well, the forest is the final area, but I think you go into a diversion through another area and then back to the forest. So I want to say Milkman is about 3/4 of the way through.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not a very long game if you do it right.
I don't know, even the devs didn't do it right. I think that would be pretty surprising if I don't. They could still finish it. I could see somebody finishing this game.
Definitely. Is this an actual game or a ROM hack? This is an actual unlicensed game.
It's an actual bootleg.
Yeah, like the term actual game in this case is a little gray. This is definitely not licensed and definitely not legit/legal, but this is not a ROM hack that someone threw together, nor is it really a homebrew. Like, a company made this, but... made is probably also a very gray term.
Stitched it together, you know?
This is... Superboy 4 is the Doctor. This is Superboy 4's monster. So here we see the caterpillar enemies from Super Mario World on Milkman's screen.
Yeah, it was kind of cute. I like it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Milkman
they
is
stole
going
some really
out
good
of-
sprites.
I want to point out Milkman is going out of his way to get pickups to retain his life count, which is probably why he's remained at 8 lives the entire time.
I think so, yeah. Honestly, conserving lives has been a solid strat for Mad Milkman.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else has been doing it quite that much. Like, look at Dragon Lord Carter. Dragon Lord Carter is almost game over at this point. I would focus on getting coins and getting that one up, because you're only 5 coins away from it.
Cherries are dragon coins, Cadus. Chat pointing out that Devious is catching up.
One up while falling into the pit. Wow,
You
good
know,
job.
that works. It's fine.
It's a strategy, Dragon Lord Carter. It happens to all of us. Okay.
So, what we have is Milkman is going out of his way to pick up cherries and coins and whatnot, and Deviance is just pedal to the metal and is catching up. So what we're gonna see is, does Deviant's game over before he passes Milkman? You know, we got to find out which of these two strategies is paying off the most.
True. Oh, Mad Milkman gonna be going for more coins. A couple more coins. Might as well grab one up and then continue on. Dragon Lord Carter is up to 1 extra life at this point. I think that they've realized how important it is to just get some 1-ups whenever you can.
Yeah, especially when you're 1 death from having to start back over.
And Dragon Lord Carter finishes that stage. It looks like Residual Deviance is still 1 stage behind Mad Milkman.
Mad Milkman just kicked the fuse on a bomb and died.
No! Stupid bomb. What a jerk.
Yeah, so a lot of enemies in Super Mario World have little graphical effects on them, like lit fuses and the parachutes and all, and they're not part of the enemy's hitbox. In this, the entire sprite is the hitbox. So the fuse that's half again as tall as the bomb ob there is part of their hitbox.
Residual Deviance is trying to be super careful getting the end. There we go. Very nice. Now, I think that Residual Deviance will be on the same stage as Mad Milkman, if I'm not mistaken.
It should be the bomb ob stage.
There we go. Mad Milkman finishing, moving on to the next. Yeah, Dragon Lord Carter has 3 lives right now. Definitely good.
So Mad Milkman may be extremely close to the end of the game. We need to see. So this wall will come down when he defeats this thing, which I don't even know what he despawned it. I hope he didn't just softlock.
No, it's there. It's over to... Wait.
Okay, there it is. So that makes the wall disappear.
Ah, there we go. The frog is dead, and the wall is gone. Oh, but there's another one. Uh-oh.
Yep, there's a couple of them.
Of course there are only 2. I mean... you can't just have 2. That feels so wrong, especially for a Mario game.
So he actually just finished the game.
Wow, Mad Milkman, congratulations! Let's watch the beautiful cutscene. Ah! Doing a little strut.
That's ridiculous. Also, this is the most horrifying Peach ever.
The end. Oh, she's not that bad. Come on, give a smooch. Okay, never mind. She's kind of ugly. But yeah, Mad Milkman officially takes first. Now it's time to see in the battle between second, third, and fourth. Speaking of that, Dragon Lord Carter and Cards of the Heart are really close to each other.
Yes. Let's see here. Deviance is pretty close to the end as well.
Yeah, I think the next stage is the last level. So Deviance may be clearing the game in just a teeny tiny bit.
See, this is why I keep taking the final slot in the schedule. So Deviant's doing what everyone who gets here tries to do. He just tries to pass the enemy, but nope, this is the only enemy in the game you have to defeat.
I love it. It just runs back and forth. What a guy. Okay, Residual Deviance is getting really close to the level clear here.
Yes, indeed.
Well, into the pit.
No, okay. Okay, controls.
Oh yeah, I forgot that we're back to music. On Cards of the Heart screen. This music is not okay. It's so bad.
A lot of this game is not okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I guess the theory that was bounced by chat is this is a mutant wart from Super Mario Bros. 2. I guess I can buy it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, and if you take out one of the mutant warts and go left, it respawns, but I don't know if that actually respawns the wall. Cards of the Heart's
no
getting
idea.
up there, too.
Nice cards. Yeah, just 2 more stages. Yeah, Residual Deviance is taking a little while fighting this boss. Can't necessarily blame him. The controls are a little bit odd. There we go. The boss is down, and this should be a stage complete if they don't fall into a pit. And the game is completed.
That's game for number 2, for Residual taking second. So it's left now between Cards of the Heart and Carter.
Wow. I just love when we have multiple people finish a game. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't mind. I think my favorite kind of match is where you have like a quadruple completion and the 4th person completes at like 58 minutes.
Yeah. You know, never give up. You never know exactly how you're going to do. You never know how anybody else is doing. And even if you come in last, if you can still put in a good effort, it's just awesome to see a completion like that.
So the remaining 2 racers have a decent stock of lives, so we may actually see a quadruple completion. I've got my fingers crossed.
Dragon Lord Carter, though, is being a little bit reckless at this point. I'm a bit concerned.
So they're aware that 2 racers have finished already, because they both checked in with the chat that they were done. So I imagine the pressure's on a little.
For sure. I imagine Dragon Lord Carter is thinking if 2 people have finished, I'm probably close to the end and I need to get going. Cards of the Heart taking another death. Both of them are starting to make a lot of mistakes. Not a huge surprise. Wait, there we go. Dragon Lord Carter is finishing that stage. Did that move Dragon Lord Carter into 3rd?
Let's see. I need to see what level they start.
Oh, no, both players are on the same stage.
Yep, they're neck and neck, and Carter has a couple of more lives.
Honestly, I think it's whoever beats this stage first is the most likely to take 3rd.
Yeah.
Cards of the Heart made a huge amount of progress just getting the milk.
Yeah, this is definitely a roller coaster. It is neck and neck for 3rd place. Mad Milkman just destroyed this game. I'm confused and a little angry.
You're confused and angry? Oh.
I'm not actually angry, but I definitely have... Oh, kicked by the mushroom!
Yeah, the vibrating mushroom just came and took care of him.
Never say the phrase vibrating mushroom again.
Okay. I'll avoid it. Oh my gosh, cards. I really hope we don't see a game over. I really, really hope. I would be so sad if somebody did get a game over, the match is over for them. They'd have no hope getting back in this. Looks like Super Mario World, but better? Well, that's difficult to not do, because Super Mario World is a bad game.
We should have gotten off our blues for this. Oh, so Carter gets through the level and Cards dies. Unfortunate.
It's life. When you're a Superboy, you just don't know where death lies. It's just waiting.
So Carter has taken third place by getting through that level.
Nice. Ooh, the butterfly! No! Oh my gosh, yeah. Cards of the Heart has fallen back to fourth. That's okay, though. It's what happens some days.
Did you know that a butterfly flapping its wings in Los Angeles can make a crap game in Korea?
As a matter of fact, it was more like a video game company in Japan could influence a crappy video game in Korea. I think it was a much smaller butterfly, okay? Smaller ripples in the air.
Thank you, Faizu.
I like it. Hey, Sassy Ant is back online. Ooh, that's always good to hear. Well, we'll have to see if Sassy Ant is able to do a stream later. Residual Deviance is just playing the game a little bit more. That is fair.
So, Carter is on their final life. They are currently ahead, but if they game
my
over,
gosh.
it's going to be Cards of the Heart having just 10 minutes to make progress to take third back. And there they go.
Oh no! Dragon Lord Carter, that is game over. Dragon Lord Carter is out of this. Cards of the Heart, it's your match to win.
So
Third place
I'm
is
not going to
yours.
volunteer that information unless Carter says something in race chat. Cards of the Heart is not aware of the state of things.
Oh, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I think Cards of the Heart is right at the end of this stage. I think Cards has moved to third, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I believe Carter wiped
No!
out in the stage after this. Oh no!
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It's the stage after this. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave it up to the referees to determine exactly where I saw where it was, but like I don't know exactly where that was in the level.
This is intense. It's all up to Cards whether they stay in fourth or move up to third. I don't know. I have no clue what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and like I said, they're not aware that they're aware that two people have finished. They're not aware that Carter has put a flag in the sand and is now out.
Yeah.
And that Cards effectively has 9 minutes to beat that mark. If they were aware of that, they would probably play a lot more cautiously than they are.
No! Cards! Oh, you're
Oh,
right.
this is so mean.
Well,
So
I mean,
part
it's
of the
Superboy
problem-
4.
Part of the problem is the maneuver you need to do here is you need to like drop down, do a little stutter step, and then jump up to hit the block, right? And it's such an easy maneuver, but with the way the controls work, it's just not. And it's really hard to time jumping on that thing while it's rolling, too.
Oh boy, okay.
So what Cards needs to do is get that firepower and just kill everything. Just don't mess with anything. Don't jump on anything. Don't try to sneak past anything. Just shoot everything.
Yeah,
That
just
seems
be
to be
slow.
the strategy they're going for.
There we go. Okay, Cards through the stage. Now, Cards may be able to move into third, depending on how they do in this stage.
So yeah, depending on their progress, I'm gonna make a guess at when they take third, but it's going to be up to Kate to confirm that.
But if Cards beats the game, we don't even have to worry about that.
If that is correct. No, because I didn't set that as the scoring rubric, Schubinator.
Yeah, I believe
Yep, I
Cards...
do believe they pulled into first, or third, I should say.
Yep. But Cards could still beat the game here. Moving
indeed,
on to the
our-
final stage, Let's see if we get a triple completion of the game.
Our positions are indeed set. We're going to have Milkman in first, Deviants in second, Cards in third, and Carter in fourth. But it was a very good match, and we can still, like you said, see a triple completion.
Oh, this is... Okay, this is the final stage, and then the boss after this.
Right.
And this stage does not seem as hard as some of the other ones. Main thing is, you gotta know where to jump when it comes to the bomb dudes. Oh my gosh.
I like how several sprites are very obviously stolen, most of the backgrounds are completely stolen, and then they redid the Bomb-Ob sprite completely.
You know, thievery
What's
only
your
goes so
logic?
far. Maybe they have a rule in Korea that they're like, at least 10% of your game has to be original. No! Cards! Oh, my heart!
Oh, that's painful.
My ever-beating heart. Just so everyone knows, we're waiting to see if Cards can finish the game. If Cards gets game over, we're calling the matches done. But I would love to see a triple completion. The top 2 players have already beaten the game. Mad Milkman coming in first. Cards will be taking third, but depending on how they do, they could even beat the game.
Yeah, unfortunately, even if Carter pulled out the speed run, basically, I don't think they can get back to here.
There we go. Cards on to the boss. The only boss of the game. Oh, and the frog just runs out and wrecks them.
The uncaring, nonplussed frogman taking out Cards.
Cards going over Frogman. Unfortunately, you have to go back and kill Frogman.
Yep, everyone has made that mistake. I wouldn't even call it a mistake, to be honest. There's no indicator that you need to bop this thing, and you can go around it, so why not?
Okay, there we go. Frog 1 is down. Now it's time for Frog 2.
Frog 2 is Frog 1's distant cousin, who has the exact same
No!
abilities and takes the exact same number of hits.
Except
but
he can shoot. Yeah.
He's the distant cousin with the gun.
What?
apparently.
That just robbed him. Wow. I'm so stressed. This
Come on,
is
Cards. Last
Cards
life.
Last Life. Don't get greedy, Cards. Okay.
Okay, that was an extremely careful strategy, and I think that's exactly what's called for right now.
Okay, Frogman down. Please don't
All he has
fall in
to
a
do is
pit.
not fall.
Don't die, don't die, don't die.
And there we go.
I'm calling it. We're done. Let's listen to the music, because we had 3 people finish the game, and Dragon Lord Carter got so close, but just was not able to do it. Lovely ending music. I'm digging it. Tristan, what are your thoughts on this?
You know, it's hard to have thoughts after seeing that, but I'm really happy that we got what we got. Milkman murdered it. Did a whole lot better than I expected. That seems to be a trend with Kusogr4nde and matches I GM, though, is I kind of have an idea of how the match is going to go, and then everyone just exceeds it. Everyone did really well.
Let me see.
No, I ain't salty. I don't... We have some commentary from Carter.
Yeah, The ice physics. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty much constant ice physics in this game. That's what it is. Okay, Mad Milkman does not have a headset, unfortunately, so we will not be chatting. That's completely okay, because... Oh my gosh. Today was a blast.
It looks like they're getting something together. If we want to wait for a moment, I don't know if we have the time. That's up to you.
I'm not completely sure. I'm in a little bit of a rush with some things, so I probably should take off. But you know, today we had Home Alone, Brian the Lion, Superboy 4, 3 very different games, but honestly, I think it was a thrill to see all of the players just adjust and figure out how to get through these individual challenges that they had here. So congrats, honestly, to everyone, especially for those who finished this last game. Not necessarily trivial to do.
No, it's a fairly short game, but it's a game.
Oh yeah, I'm so good at choking, just so you know, Tristan. I'm really, really good at that. And I probably, you know, if I were playing, I probably would. I just know myself. That's how it goes. So, we have more Kusogr4nde coming up tomorrow. 3 matches, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern. We may have one of the rematches from earlier this week that's happening after the first 2. I'll let you know. I'll probably stream more anyways if we don't have that. Let's go raid somebody. Who can we raid?
I don't really have a suggestion. I've been watching you for the past 3 hours.
You know what? I see Rom Scout is currently... Does that look interesting? Maybe not. You know what? Let's go watch a Fox game. There's this Keat. He's been hopping on over and he's playing through a platformer seasons after fall. Let's go raid him. Do we have raid him? Do we have a good raid message? Any raid message at all?
Oh man, this has been such a blur. Did we have anything good?
Pretty
There's
much
always
just
run in all caps.
Oh, I like run. Run. Go raid. Say run. Stay there if you want, and if not, that's completely cool. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you, Tristan.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Bye.